Welcome back to Chaos Cabin, fellow survivors of the apocalypse. Alright, this is the part 2 of week 1 of preparing for Horde Night. So, there's some things I should have mentioned earlier, but I didn't, so I'll mention them now, and then we'll run the footage where I continue building out the Horde base. What I should have mentioned is what makes a good Horde base, and how do you prepare for Horde Night, not your base, but you, the player. First of all, make sure that your bedroll has been placed somewhere inaccessible to the zombies, or as much as you can. That way when you die, if you die, let's be possible, if you die, you will go back to your bedroll and you won't be in a nest of zombies. So that's the first thing to consider. Secondly, try and make sure that at your base you have food and water. I know that's going to be hard to get, hard to scavenge, but whatever you got, have it there. And don't eat all your food before. Eat some so you're not hungry, but go back and eat a little now and then, and here's why. If you get killed, you will come back at 100%. And I've done this where I wanted to be ready for Horde Night, so I was fully topped off. 100% food, 100% water, and then quickly got killed. And then you come back at 100 and 100, well, now you don't have any food for later. So don't fill up, don't eat all your food right off the bat, but have it handy so you can continue eating it as the night goes by. So on your Horde base, what makes a good Horde base? You need a place where you can be safe and still attack the zombie horde. So I like second floor. In this cabin we're building, I put in a second floor where there wasn't a second floor. And then you build your kill floor hole so that you can fire down into the first floor. You just have to accept that they're going to get in there. There's no keeping them out. You can keep them out for a while, but they'll get in because the doors, at this stage of the game, you can't make a strong enough door to keep them out. That's another thing. Bear in mind that they gravitate towards doors, or where the doors were if they've been torn out. That's just the nature. So during your build, make sure you take that into consideration, that they're going to come towards wherever the doors are. Another thing to consider is you need a way to get in quickly. For instance, you may be outside and get caught unaware by a zombie horde. You may be outside working too late on Horde Night and suddenly it's Horde Night and you got to scamper in. Or you might fall off your balcony and need to get back in quickly. That's why I built the ladder the way I did. There's one disadvantage to the ladder that I haven't mentioned that I should, and that's that for whatever reason, every once in a while the game will glitch and you'll go to the ladder and attempt to jump up the ladder and you just can't. The only thing you can do to get around that is to leave the ladder and run around a little while. Run circles around the cabin or your base, or go gather food or something and come back, and then you'll be able to get back up. One way around that is to build a staircase going up there instead of a ladder. It's just that there's a little more work involved, and this was a first week Horde base build. A very simple build, but effective. And so that's why I built it the way I did. But later on, I would use a staircase if I were you, and leave off the first level of stairs. Leave off that first stair, so it's just a block and then stairs going up. That way you can run up, jump on the stairs and go up. And that's because zombies can climb stairs and they can climb ladders, but they can't jump. Most of them. The dogs can jump, but the zombies can't jump. Does that mean they won't get up the stairs? It does not mean that at all. They can still get upstairs and ladders because the zombies will die, they'll stack up, and then the zombies will just walk over their fallen brethren and come up the stairs or up the ladder to visit you. So for that reason, you always want to put a hatch at the top of the stairs or ladder. And I say a hatch rather than a door because that way you can stand on the other side of the hatch, beat them to death with a club as they try and come through the hatch. But make sure that if they overwhelm you and tear the hatch out, you've got a place to go. Some of my builds, I'll make a hatch and then a missing floor plate and then a floor going on into the second floor, you know, a catwalk going on into the second floor. That way, the way you use that is you come up and you jump across and go on in. Well, zombies can't jump, so they come up there and they drop down. In fact, you can put a row of spikes down there, they'll land on the spikes. Just bear in mind that if you slip and miss that jump, you'll land on the spikes too, and you'll bleed out just as quick as they will, so there's that issue. Make sure that your weapons and tools are in a mindful fashion in your tool belt. So I'll put my club, my bow and arrow, my stone axe, and then clear over at the other end, I'll put my knife for skinning zombies. I'll try and keep my arrows in the tool belt as well. I'll try and keep my backpack relatively empty because when you die, wherever you die, you drop your backpack. And then it'll be represented on the compass up at the top of the screen as a little turquoise backpack. You can go pick it up, but if you're fighting and you drop down onto the ground and you die there and you respawn up on the second floor where your bedroll is, now you're separated from all the gear in your backpack. So if your bullets and your arrows are in your backpack, you're kind of screwed. So don't fall into that mistake. Also bear in mind, when you die and you drop your backpack, if you pick other stuff up, you've just started a new backpack, and there's about a 90% chance that that will cause your first backpack and its contents to disappear. That's a really bad situation, so remember that. When you die, even if you have to run clear across the map, if you have valuable stuff in your backpack, don't pick anything up or you'll lose it. Learn that the hard way, I have. Spider zombies. These little guys will crawl on all fours across the ground and up the walls and into the windows and indoors. Any hole they can find, they'll come up and be right there with you. The way to keep them out is to put a perimeter around the structure of blocks of some sort. Anything. The game sees any shape as a full block, so it can be anything from wood spikes, which look cool, but are no more effective than a torch or a candle or a frame plate or anything. So make sure that goes all the way around. That's one of the reasons I've got that balcony that goes all the way around the perimeter. That's also a good reason to find a small structure early game, because imagine the resources it'd take to do that with a large structure. Now you'll notice that we're mostly firing arrows down at the zombies. Later game, you'll want to build an area where you can melee fight the zombies on the ground level, but you can't really do that in a wood structure. It's just not practical because they'll tear through the wood and be right there face to face with them, and they'll overwhelm you, and that's where you'll die. So later game, when you can build with cement or steel, you can build an area where if you don't have arrows, you can go down there and fight them with a club all day long. And I would definitely do that, but that's not practical in the first week or two. Okay, so having said that, let's watch this video. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments section down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you would have done it differently. Let's go. Check out these floating torches. Remember, a torch is a full block, and so it will sit on top of another block appearing to float. You just have to place it from an upward angle. It's still pretty early in the day, so I'm going to go out and do some exploring, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to raise my crafting skill by making a bunch of stone axes. Those can build in the background while I'm on the go. I'll perform what I call a PVS, or paranoid visual scan, to make sure I'm not jumping into a horde of zombies. A handy trick I've learned is that these cars and any other object that has loot in them can also be used as storage receptacles. So you can put stuff in them just like you can take stuff out of them. And I wouldn't do that if you're playing a network game, because some other player might find it, but if you're playing solo or couch co-op or with a friend over the network, you can just have an agreement and use that sort of thing to put stuff in. I've used refrigerators and cabinets and even garbage bags to temporarily store things because my backpack was full. Ah, cool. An airdrop. I could use that. Let me see how far away it is. That doesn't look too bad. I think I'm gonna go for it. So I'll just keep that little parachute icon up there in my compass wheel, and I'll head towards that. So I'm on my way to this airdrop, but I just saw this house, so I thought I'd check it out real quick. This is not too terribly far from the base I'm working on, but usually around a new structure there are some zombies, so I'm going to have to be careful for that. Look around here a little bit. Cactus. Okay, I'm going to collect this cactus, and then I'm going to go check out that house. Oh, shoot, where did they come from? There's three of them. Weapon. Okay, 4 of them. It looks like 2 sets of twins. What are the odds? Now I feel bad about having to kill them. Okay, one for you. One for you. There's enough for everybody. One for you. Back away. Man, I'm down to half my health. Twang. Got her. Okay. Once more. Come on. Club you. Join the club. There you go. Alright. Tango down. Alright, let's see what we got from her. Collect. Oh, she's coming. Out of the menu. Get out of the menu. Wrong button. I'm dying. Wrong button. Okay, there we go. Ah, well, this isn't looking good for our team at all. Let's see if I've got any. Well, of course, I don't have a med pack. I've got a bandage. Maybe that'll help. Better than nothing. I'll go ahead and deploy that. Give it a shot. All right, I'm gonna go over here and collect and see what we got. Oh, I did not touch her. You saw her puddle up. I didn't touch her. That's on her. Okay, here we go. Oh, miss. That is not a ladylike way to die. That's just wrong. Even in the apocalypse. Show a little class. Man, I'll tell you, I'm going to drop that rotten flesh. I don't really need that. Okay, I'm going to go see if I can find these other two and see what goodies they had for me. I'm going to scrap these axes out real quick so I got room. Now you may have noticed that I'm cutting this up with a bone shiv. A bone shiv is made from a zombie bone, and you get those kind of randomly at first, because you don't get a good quality harvest with an axe or a club, but you do with a bone shiv. So once you get a bone shiv, and the higher level the bone shiv is, then the better your harvests become.
and that you get more bones and fat, and those are both very valuable. The bones you use to make bone shivs, of course, or you can use them to make glue. The glue you in turn make duct tape with, and with duct tape you use duct tape to make almost everything. I mean, none of my cars go anywhere without a roll of duct tape under the front seat. And then the fat you use to make fuel and torches and tallow for candles. So what do we got here? Oh, that's a great prize. Look at that. There's a forge. I am nowhere near ready to build a forge. I just don't have the stuff. Let me just make sure I'm alone in here. But yeah, forge is the first thing one needs to get. It helps you really level up. You can make iron and steel once you have the right skill set for it. And that means better tools, better weapons, everything's better. Alright, let me go through here and see what there is to collect in this house. Well, that's good stuff. Let's just collect for a little bit. Okay, let's pause here for just a minute. Now, this is a family-friendly game aside from all the slaughter, bloodshed, and killing, so I just wanted to point out that is not cocaine. That is nitrate powder that's used to make gunpowder. Okay, now, this is special. We've found a human turd. Most people would think a human turd is not that valuable, but in the apocalypse, you want to hang on to your turds. Not too tight, of course, because they'll, well, never mind. But anyway, a human turd you can turn into fertilizer and literally double your crop output when you start a garden. Okay, now this is a really nice place. I might be looking at my new home here. It is pretty big, so it's going to take quite a bit of resources and time to fix it into a good, safe horde base. So I'll stay in my small base and then come over here and maybe fix this up in the meantime. Okay, that's going to be a balcony that'll have to be either torn out or heavily fortified. Okay, a little bit about this forge. You can use the forge to make a lot of helpful things. I've got some raw iron from smashing rocks, so I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to smelt it down. Now, I've learned that the amount of wood fuel you need is directly half the number of raw iron you have. So, for instance, if you have 100, you need 50 pieces of wood. So don't put in 1,000 pieces of wood because the forge won't stop. It'll just burn it all up. So count it up, put in what you need, start it, you can walk away from it and not worry about it. Now, if I make this into forged iron, I can make iron arrowheads, which is a huge level up from the stone arrowheads. Much better killing power and I believe actually range for some reason. I will need to find some clay and smelt that in there because you need the two of those to make forged iron. I'm going to put a secure wood door on here, and that name is kind of a misnomer. It is not that secure. They can tear through here pretty quick if they are motivated. But if this door is still here when I come back, I'll know that they haven't got inside. So we'll just leave it at that. It's better than nothing. Now these you can upgrade to about 3 levels. Each one adds, I think, 200. So it's 200, 400, 600, 800. I was going to head directly to that airdrop, but the pull, the allure of having iron arrowheads is just too strong. So I'm going to have to quickly make a shovel and find on my map here, see that brown spot right next to the house, to the left of the house? That is a clay deposit. So I'm going to quickly make a shovel, go over to that clay deposit, dig up some clay, add it to the forge so that I can smelt those down together and then make arrowheads out of iron. So let me find where that is. On the ground, the ground looks a little bit different, but mostly you have to go by the map. So it looks like I'm standing in the middle of it. So now I just need a shovel. I'm going to go in here to building and find the stone shovel. Go over to tools. There we go. That'll make it easier. Stone shovel. 1. Make. Go now. And I'm going to drop some of that rotten meat that I don't really need right now. Alright. Now I'm going to see if I can dig up some clay. I'm real low on food, so I'm going to take a couple of bites of yucca here now. See if I can find, that's dirt, should be close. Go to the map again. Yeah, a couple steps forward, I should be good. Okay, now that icon in the lower right is clay. The gray circular icon is clay. Alright, so I spent too much time collecting clay, and not only did I not have time to go get the airdrop, I didn't have time to put the clay in the forge because of how late it was. So I just had to run for home, and now I've got just a few seconds to collect before it gets dark. Well guys, I'm going to spend the rest of the night building this base out and upgrading my weapons and tools by making a bunch of clubs and axes. I need to build this balcony out, but I can't get around the corner without falling, so that'll have to be done in the daytime. I think I'll knock these windows out so I've got easier access to the roof outside, and then I will start tearing the roof off. There's a lot of that I can do at night from the top. So I'll go out here, I'll knock out that other window, and then I'll start tearing off the front porch roof, and I'll be ready to go in the morning to put that balcony all the way around. And remember, I've only got 2 daytime shifts before my first Horde night, so I'm looking forward to that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that and got some use out of it. If you did, like, subscribe, share, ring the bell, all the stuff. Please leave me a comment. Tell me what else you'd like to see. Tell me what you would have done different, that sort of thing. Come back for the next video, which will be Horde night at the base we've been building. And until then, stay alive. Take care.